Good morning, everybody. This is Johnny S with another L6 vlog. Today's a beautiful day in Greece. It's very sunny. So this is the more usual, let's say, weather. Also, lately we'll be getting a lot of dust. I don't know if it was, if it has been visible in the vlogs, but we have a lot of dust in the atmosphere. So because Greece, Greece is situated above Africa, sometimes when you get some south winds, let's say, τι κάνει? So sometimes because you get some south blowing winds, we get dust from Africa, and that's part of the reason why the atmosphere was a little bit more difficult to breathe, a little bit more yellowish, let's say, reddish yellowish. The weather channel has estimated that this week should be the last week that we get this weather, this dust from the south. So, you know, hopefully we should be getting better. Hopefully. See, there's a pedestrian that knows what's going on. Not that you should cross the road wherever you feel like it, but you know, at least cross. This is what I was saying about the big trucks as well, causing issues. They cause delays and everything. There's also, supposedly, but I don't know the details, but there is like a limitation on the trucks of when they can travel in specific roads. But I don't know if everybody follows this. Today also, just a disclaimer, I'm trying something different on the GoPro setting. I have tested this long time ago, but I think I'm going to experiment with it a little bit more today, since it has been some time since I last used the settings. Now I know a little bit better of what it's like, so we'll also be able to understand better what type of difference it makes. One of the changes is the wind cancellation. I had mentioned a long time ago that I'm using the wind cancellation on the GoPro camera always to on. After possibly the first 2-3 videos, I deactivated this, which is as per suggested, based on the some YouTube guides available. But today I thought I'll try it again. One of the reasons why I thought to enable it, and we'll see how it sounds and what it does for us, is because even though I have fixed the audio, so the quality is good and everything, and also there's no breakage on the sound, left, right, center and everything. There does seem to be an oversaturation of my voice. I don't think it has to do anything with the camera settings. I think it has to do with the actual microphone and the fact that it's very close to my mouth. The problem with this is, so when I speak, sometimes when I speak louder, especially when I'm gassing the bike and it's going faster, I'm also trying to speak louder, not because because of the sound, but because I cannot hear myself, literally. When that happens, it sounds as if the microphone is like, it crackles. It does like this breakage thing. Not breakage, it's just like like noise. The problem is that I'm using Audacity sometimes, which is a software, an audio software, in order to actually see what's going on the audio and see if I can actually fix it. But there's no noise displayed in Audacity, and there's no saturation, there's no clipping, even though you can hear it, which is strange. The only thing that I'm guessing why this might be happening is whether the program that I'm using that's another thing to mention, what program I'm using. I'm using Clipchamp, so this is a free program from Microsoft Store, so by no means it's not professional. Maybe the program that I'm using is, yeah, like this guy here now, doesn't know how to keep his lane. The program that I'm using, maybe when it exports or imports, it does something to the sound. I don't know, maybe. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when I make the vlog videos and I put, you know, it has the intro, the outro, and the main section of the video, my voice sounds very low in comparison to any of the audios and the sound which is happening from the intro. So one of the things that I do on Clipchamp, and I'll try to do it different on this video, is I raise my volume. So one of the standards that I've been using, and that's because, you know, what it sounds like to me before I export the video, I use whatever sound effects are coming from, you know, music and everything in the post process. I leave it on 100%, and my voice I put it on 130%. So that's the standard thing that I'm using, that I'm doing now. And one of the ideas that I had is, okay, maybe that 130%, you know, when I play back the video and when I edit it, it doesn't sound as if it's crackling, but then when you export it, it might do something to the sound. So on this video I'm gonna try and leaving everything 100%, even if my voice then starts becoming lower, you know, just to check. And the other thing that I have not tested before, and I have enabled on this video, is the Hyperboost. The Hyperboost function, which I think it was introduced on GoPro 9, the one that I have now, is basically like an extra stabilization, let's say. You know, so I don't know how it's going to affect it. Sometimes in order for Hyperboost to work, it kind of clips the image, the video. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. The main reason why I never used this before was because I did not really need it, because the stabilization on the GoPro is very, very good. So, you know, like all these videos that you've seen me do, you know, I don't know, I mean, you let me know in the comments. I don't think it was shaking. You might see the bike, myself go up and down, but, you know, the footage is not actually shaking. So, but I thought, you know, try it, see if it makes a difference. It might make it smoother, I don't know. And since we got into the topic, which is not the topic that I wanted to discuss today, but since we got into the topic of talking about the GoPro, I will also like to mention, because, you know, I had some discussions with some friends that they also have a GoPro, and they said, you know, why you're recording on 60 frames per second? The best, like, cinematic quality is 24. Most you can record on 30 frames per second. So, and one of the reasons why I do this is because when you record on 60 frames per second, you have double the frames per second. Sometimes when you're actually recording, because the human eye can only, you know, I think you can only understand the human brain up to close to 30 FPS. But when you want to slow down the image, so because sometimes on my videos I might do something which I like, let's say I take a turn and it's really fast and it's really nice, and then I want to go back and do it in slow motion, for example. When you do that, it's good if you record on 60 FPS, because you basically can slow down 50% of the speed and there's no breakage. You can actually go 30% of the video and it's actually good. Anyway, so that's a little bit of the setup. We'll try to see what it looks like today. A couple of extra settings. Hopefully, you know, the quality is better. Again, like I said, I'm new to the vlogging thing, so, you know, many of the times we're going to be testing together many different things. And, you know, whatever I find which works, I will let everybody know, so, you know, they're aware of what's happening. Sorry about how to do that. The road is full slippery, and that's another thing that I thought as well that I had not clicked in. You know how I mentioned that the road is a lot slippery. I'm feeling like the tires are not what they should be. The dust can also be a reason. So because this is dust, you know, that also causes a layer of dust to be on the ground, meaning that can also cause slippage. So, okay, enough about the GoPro, what we're doing. Let's go into today's topic. So, today's topic is why vlog. This is, you know, what I thought of discussing. And another disclaimer, or another something that, you know, might also help a lot of people. There's no scripted, you know, there's no scripted thing when it comes to the topics that I do on the vlog, how many I do. There's no specific strategy here. You know what I mean? I talk about things that I want to talk about. There's no specific frequency, so it's not like I've planned out that I'm going to do one vlog per week, 2 vlogs, 3. Whenever I feel like I have a topic or something and I want to talk about it, I wake up in the morning, I get the GoPro. If there's a topic, I stick it on and I do it. And I suggest for everybody that is interested in vlogging to follow this mentality, especially if you're running out of topics, and especially if you think you're not going to have a lot of things to talk and discuss. So, you know, I do recommend to anybody and everybody to vlog, whoever is interested. Whoever is interested into it, you know, do vlog. It's good in many ways, and I'll go into a little bit the details of why it's good, what it offers. And again, this is my personal opinion. I mean, you know, you can differentiate, you can have a different opinion, you can disagree with me, I don't mind. So, you know, why vlog? Vlog is good, vlogging is good. First of all, what is vlog? Vlog comes from the word video logging. I do not presume to be any expert on the subject. You know, this is what I have read about. So I'm new to the vlogging scenario, and I'm not, you know, I think vlogging has originated from the video log, which together becomes vlog. And sometimes you hear it as motolog, sometimes you hear it, you know, as motovlog, you will hear it as video vlog, you will hear it as whatever you wanna call it. You know, so first of all, okay, before we go into why vlog, let's talk about my vlogging, my strategy, my approach. When I vlog, the initial reason for me to vlog was to be able to have like a journal, let's say. So I didn't want to create some sort of a content. It was fun for me, interesting. There was a lot of topics that I wanted to discuss. I realized that I was actually watching a lot of YouTubers have different videos on the internet, which provided good information for my case, because especially when it came to the GoPro, I had a lot of questions about how you're going to set up this, how you're going to do this. So that's one of the reasons. So that's one of the reasons that I thought, me wanting to discuss and talk about things might also help somebody and offer some information. Another thing on the blogging that I found helpful is that it has a healing factor to it. Sorry, I'm coughing a lot. It has a healing factor to it, meaning that when you're vlogging, you're talking, you're discussing things. It's like talking to yourself, but you're doing it without being considered crazy. You're talking, you're expressing your opinions, your ideas, and you're doing it in a sense that you're doing it in a sense that it might actually help you. It might help others, and you're having it's like having a discussion, I mean, when you were young, sometimes you had especially when you felt unjustified and you got in trouble from your parents. Usually what young kids do is, if you hear them, I hear it from my son, it's hilarious. They go into the room and they start whining to themselves. I didn't mean to do that. Why is my dad hitting me? So there is a soothing factor to that, you know what I mean? There's a reason why. It's like you're talking to yourself, like, why did this happen to me? Similar to here. There is a healing factor, and because of taboos and everything, is like, what are you doing, man? Talking to yourself? Yeah, I'm talking to myself. People consider some of these things to be crazy, so they don't do it. But this gives you an opportunity, you know what I mean, and you're addressing it as if you're speaking to many people. And by no means am I vlogging, and again, like I said, this is personal things. Some other people will say, no, I'm going to do it for this and this and this. I'm not doing it for money. I'm not monetized. I'm not interested in getting money from what I'm doing here with the vlogging. That's not the point. And even if it does go bigger and I get a lot more interests and people, and again, for me to consider this for making money, it will take a lot of things, which I think it will never happen, you know what I mean? And I don't think I want to really, because when you start getting monetized, you start taking care of more of what you can put with the content. You're taking the advisory things more strict, what you can say, what you cannot say, what's the range. And because I like to keep it raw, unedited, I might swear, I might say fuck this, fuck that. There are a lot of topics which might not be considered politically correct, you know what I mean? Therefore, I think if I was approaching this in order to make money, that it would change the way that I will do the videos, and I don't want that. I don't want to approach it in such a way. So if you ask me, what's your ideal goal and what would you like to see from your vlogs, and what would you consider for you to be like a full success and everything, I will say what I consider to be a success is to have quite a few people that will listen to the vlogs. So obviously the feeling when you're discussing things and you have 1, 2, 3 views, I think that's nice. You know what I mean? I think that's nice. I like to see comments. I like to see people becoming active and actually discussing. Like, dislike. I don't care whether it's positive or negative, as long as you see some sort of, let's say, movement, some sort of action movement, what do you want to call it? You know what I mean? Activity. Sorry, that's the right word. So that's my main thing. You know what I mean? If I see a video and it has like 50 views, I think to myself, not many people are interested, not many people are seeing it. If I see 100 views, it's like, oh, awesome, 100 people who viewed it. 200 views, awesome. This video is sick. It might have offered the help for a lot of people. So it's the benefit that I get is basically the self-satisfaction of that my topics and my discussion points are well communicated or not well communicated to many or a few people. That's what I aim for. You know what I mean? And this also ties into another topic, which is there has been many studies done, and they talk about people and their different needs that become available in different age groups and everything. One of them, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but one of the needs is, it shows that study that, you know, guys, women and men that are above 30 usually have the tendency to want to share information. That's why a lot of some of the best people that are actually in the teaching industry are within those ages. You know what I mean? The need for that comes and becomes more evident. And that makes sense because in the beginning, when you're younger, you want to learn more things. Then when you get a little bit more older, you want to experiment things, become active, produce, contribute to society. When you get a little bit older, you want to actually discuss, share these ideas. When you become a little bit, so there's, you know, maybe that's one of the reasons why this has become more strong to me, and why, you know, I have decided to vlog. So the vlogging is like a journal thing for me. But simultaneously, the main priority is for me to have a journal. The second is, as I'm doing that, to self-benefit. If people find that also additionally benefit and I see views rise, that's secondary priority. And the third priority is for me to have like a log, exactly what the word says, which I can run back and have a look at it. It really does help sometimes when, you know, you have a look at some of the things that you've said. It helps me. Many times I've realized that I watch a video and I say some things about Australia, about this, about that, and then some things click into me. It's like, so that's why maybe I'm like this. Whereas you might have all lived it, you might have known it, but if you don't say it out loud, it might not click in. And not only say it out loud to yourself, but hear yourself say it. So when you play back the video and, you know, you're editing and you listen to this, you go straight away, you go, oh, what did I just say? That's why it's like this. You know what I mean? And it can happen for many things. So this is also like a self-analysis, let's say, thing. It's also another thing is like what psychologists use. You know what I mean? When you go to a psychotherapist, a psychologist, and he's trying to help you on different things, you know, many of these psychology people will tell you that the answers lie within. What do they mean by that? It means that they go through your life, they take you through your experiences, they take you through your different stages in your life, and you know, that's why they're asking you, you know, how was your young life, how was this, that, because sometimes going through that and talking to someone about that, it has the healing properties, and also you can figure out certain specific and certain things while you're going through this. So it's the same thing. It's as if I'm sitting here talking to, you know, sitting on a psychotherapist's couch and talking to him. The only difference is that you do it live. So I do recommend for everybody to do it. You need to take care a little bit and find the balance, because I do not like and I do not agree with going overboard. Having a social media profile which is like crazy, 2 million, 3 million, that might change at any point of time, because you're based on other people's interests. And because you can consider me a boomer, you consider me an old guy, this mentality was never my mentality. So I don't have a problem with putting myself out there, showing my face, you know, like doing all these things. I don't care. But I do have a problem with sharing very intimate details. I have a problem with how often I do this. So it's not like, you know, if you get committed and you say every day I'm going to do this, and you're going to feel like as if you're not doing something, you're letting people down. I'm not going to go into that process. And also because I'm a father, I have a 9-to-5 job. I'm never going to give up my 9-to-5 job. I'm never going to give up my studies, my interests. Like I said, I'm an IT guy. I love engineering. I love learning new things and everything. I'm not going to give that up to fully make money from something like a social media, something like, I'm not going to do that. And even if I do see the time that it requires, everything, it's just crazy. And even if I do see that it makes money, I'm still not going to give my 9 to 5 job. So my priority is going to be 9 to 5 job. And I know to some people it might, sound triggering, it might sound whatever. 9 to 5 job, that's my main job, and then whatever else I can do as a hobby, I will do it. If I see that it becomes more productive and you can actually make money out of it and whatever, yeah, okay, I'm not going to say no, don't give me money. Okay, but the time that I'm going to dedicate is not going to be like a second job, because if you're going to take this serious, then you're going to it needs a lot of time. And I'll give an example. There was a known Path of Exile game streamer that was making content, that at some point, I'm not going to say his name, that at some point he publicly came up and said, I'm going to close my channel. I'm going to close my channel because I've been playing Path of Exile. It's one of my favorite games, and because I'm doing this like 8 hours a day streaming, doing this, I lost interest in the game. He basically did not like to play the game because it became a job. So he goes, and there's a lot of work, the amount of hours that you need to put into edit, post-process, do this, do that, the content, all these things is more than 8 hours. So he turned around and he literally said, I'm not going to do it, I give up. He closed his channel, he left it open, and he said, I'm going to stream and I'm going to play like 1 hour a day. I'm going to find 9 to 5 job. I'm going to be more relaxed. I'm not going to feel pressure to do specific content based on the viewage and everything. So, so that's why vlog. I do recommend it, but it does require a little bit of a balance as far as how hectic you're going to go, and also makes a difference on the age, because like I said, I'm 44 years old, I'm a boomer, and I started doing this. I ain't never going to do it the way a young kid does it, which is going to be like more into things, more cool things, is going to have higher usage. That can also be more tempting though. In order for him to have a social persona, sometimes when people vlog, they put like a mask, which is like the social profile. I don't have that. That's another reason that it's a little bit different for me. What you see is what you get. So as I talk, there's no filterage, let's say. How you see me talk, is how I talk. I do not change myself, so however you're going to see me discuss here is how I talk on every day, is how I talk to my manager at work, is how I talk to my kids, is how I talk to everything. There's only one John, that's it. And that's maybe something which is faulty on my character. I don't know. I'm not trying to say like, oh, it's awesome John's like this. No, that's just me. I don't have the ability to bullshit, let's say. I don't have the ability to, and not just bullshit. I don't want to, people have look at this video and think I'm putting it down. I don't have the ability to go within a role, like act out a scenario. I don't have that. I don't have the way to do that. So that can be some lacking factor from my side. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. I'm sitting here for all this time trying to do this, but this is, like a known thing. So that's why you vlog. That's why it's good to vlog. And like I said, you're making a journal. It's not for monetization, and from then on, if you want to actually go further and take it further, it becomes, fair enough. And I have taken a lot of courses on this. I've started, besides the engineering and everything, on my own personal time, because I saw that the world is moving towards a social thing. Just for you to understand, I don't have a Facebook. I'm 44 years old. I know that everybody that has a Facebook, I don't have a Facebook. You know what I mean? So many people say, he's a boomer, he's got Facebook. No, I am a boomer, but I was never a social guy. I think at some point I had created some Facebook account to play Farmville. That's about it. So I'm trying to think now because I've got a little bit unfocused. So I do recommend it, but it does take a little bit of balance, let's say, on how you're going to do it, in order for you not to go overboard. Like with all things in life, with all things in life. And one of the things that I mentioned is that I have studied social media marketing, social digital media marketing, which is basically the study of how to advertise and do this. So I know that there's a lot of methodologies, I know that there's a lot of this and that. I don't purposefully, I'm not going into that process. For example, I'm not using any campaigns, I'm not using Google Ads, I'm not using none of these things in order for me to going to. The only thing that I've used was on the titles. I've changed a little bit the titles on my YouTube channel to try to include specific trigger words and everything, descriptions, and I used also a program which is like a tag generator, because based on your title you put it in and it gives you different tags and things, because tags is sometimes what dictates if it's going to be visible or not. You know what I mean? And because, like I said, I do care about the visibility, I do care about the algorithm and actually showing or not showing my video. Not so much as in like getting a subscriber. I don't care. To me, it's more important to get like have a video on 1,000 views and have 20 subscribers. To me, it's perfect. I don't care. You know what I mean? But obviously, if you like, whatever, subscribe so you get alerts of when I do something new. Okay, guys, I thank you very, very much, and I think it's time to go to work. Bye bye.